I made a document, put a bunch of pictures in and that sort of thing. I just wanted to explain it a bit. So, looking at this whole thing, so this is the plant watering system we talked about. Um, so, going from your tap on your house, and then you're running water, the regular hose through a manifold, and then that's optional, of course, because you can go directly up to. Then we're going up to this. There's a solenoid here that I sourced from China, and I think it ran about $20 by the time it got here and everything. So what happens is it's a 24 volt DC activated solenoid, normally closed. Make sure it's normally closed because if your power goes off, you don't want it automatic opening and having it on for long periods like that. So it's a normally closed 24 volt DC. Um, it's activated just by an adapter that I've got that adapts from 110 AC to 24 volts DC. This I got just at Value Village. You just have to hunt around a bit and find an appliance that has 110 volt AC in and 24 volts DC. Getting this part of it's probably the most tricky, but not that hard. This is an Insteon outdoor module. Basically, it's just a switch that's activated by my Insteon controller. Um, Getting back here to the drawings, so the water flows through the manifold and then through the solenoid and then would come up, and this is just it's called a cutoff riser. I think it's for the grass, but I just use it as it had the right adaptation from 5/8 garden hose to the pipe thread that basically this manifold, then that's another thing. So you need the manifold. So it goes through the adapter, through the manifold. Um, you can see here there's what I've bought is a 4-port manifold, but you can get them in 8-port also. Just it applies equal pressure to each of the hoses too. So I found it quite handy. And you buy this tubing in like 100 foot. It's 1/4 inch black vinyl for $17. It tends to be a little bit hard to push these onto the parts. So what I do is so you can put it into like a coffee cup with hot water in it for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Softens it up a little bit, enough that you can slide the pieces in. So then what you're going to do is you're going to go from this manifold out to each of the plants. This is plant, 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 plant. And then I've got 4 of these, the sprayers, which are adjustable. This is the sprayer here. I don't know if I can show you a little bit, but this is where it connects to the hose, then it wraps around a couple times, and then there's actually a little wee tap thingy that you can adjust the spray pressure, which is really handy because then you can give a little bit more to one plant or a little bit less to another, that sort of thing. So yeah, if you want to heat that hose up, it makes it easier, like to insert these into the hose. So at that point, we have a system that's working. You could even do it without the solenoid. You could just, at this point, you could run this to a garden hose to a tap and just turn the tap on, and it'll start watering each of the plants when you turn it on and off. But the magic is in the solenoid, and yeah, once you get the solenoid in the system. And speaking of the solenoid, so what happens here is they don't have the solenoid. I couldn't find one with like garden hose 5/8 ends on it. So each end has basically just a threaded, I think it's like 2 centimeter pipe thread. So you have to kind of you have to keep adapting from that to the garden hose. So what I did, for instance, here, that gold brass is what comes out the other end with a thread. And I found Home Depot, they have everything in adapters that I needed. So basically this is a pipe thread to pipe thread female. And then I found a pipe thread that fits right into the 5/8 garden hose. So that was handy. And then I could go straight into there. This other end cost me a bit more because I adapted it some other way. I think I've got like a full 5/8 garden hose brass thingy and then a 5/8 brass to um, a just the 2 centimeter pipe thread, and then pipe thread to pipe thread, female to female again. So you'll see all these parts at Home Depot. You just want to basically get, and plumber's goop goes a long way to fixing little leaks. You know, I found at the start I'm plugging little leaks and stuff because there are a lot of little connections and stuff, you know, going from here and through their adapters and blah blah blah. But it's not too bad. And let's see here now. I've got some notes down the bottom here. Garden hose is 5/8, and then, like I say, I just cut them off and put adapters on the other ends if I need to. So, um, let's see, the solenoid from eBay, and it's 24 volt, normally closed. And the adapter I got from Value Village, I just, like I say, I found an appliance that just had a 110 volt to 24 volt DC adapter. Cut the ends off it and threw the appliance out. And you'll find something somewhere. It could be an old laptop adapter or something like that. Some of them are 24 volt. The tubing's 100-foot roll. Spray nozzles are $3.97 each. Let's see now. I use that Insteon switch. It's an outdoor module, so it's heavy duty, made for outdoor. But I do not use the Insteon controller. I do not like their controllers at all. So basically, just buy the switch itself, and I can tell you where I buy my stuff. It's a place called AAR Tech near Ottawa somewhere. But if you just Google AAR Tech, and you'll find it. I think it's Nepean, Ontario. And then I use Universal Devices controller. So for the controller, I use a ISY994i/IR. Again, you can Google. They have newer ones now, but they run, I think, around $159 for the cheaper one. For that do, I think they also do Z-Wave now, where I had to add a module for the Z-Wave at the time. So mine was significantly more money at the time I bought mine, but nice to know if I need replacing that it won't be as expensive anymore. If you have any questions, just feel free to email me or call me. I've got this in a TIFF format, this document, so I'm going to email that to you, and you can have a look at it. And if you have any questions, basically because it's TIFF, I think you can expand this quite a bit, you know, to get more detail where you need it. Any questions, let me know. Okay, take care.